Hey everybody, I am excited to welcome you to Bible class. Can you open a Bible with me back to 1 Peter in your New Testaments, 1 Peter chapter 1. We are kicking off a brand new 4-part series of lessons. We're asking the question, what does it mean to be holy? We want to allow God in His Word to answer that question for us. Holy. What does that mean? That's one of those words that we say and hear and use off and on, but it may not mean what we think it means. Being holy doesn't mean that I'm better than the people around me. Being holy doesn't mean that I'm more worthy or deserving of a relationship with God than other people. Being holy doesn't mean that I'm already perfect, that I never make a mistake or never have to say, I'm sorry or I was wrong. If that's what we think of when we think being holy, we're not thinking the way God would have us to think. So, what does it mean to be holy? Let's start here. To be holy is to be dedicated, or the phrase that you might hear every once in a while is set apart. To be holy is to be set apart. Let's think about what we have around the house. Do you have an old pair of shoes that you only use when you're working outside or playing outside, and it's going to be really, really muddy? You might not even keep these shoes inside. They might be out in the shed or out in the garage. You have set apart those shoes for when it's really muddy and messy outside. You've dedicated those shoes just for outside work or play. You have other shoes that you would wear on nicer occasions inside, but these are set apart for something else. Or I'm guessing you have paper plates at home, but then you might also have some much nicer plates and cups that only get pulled out for special occasions, right? They are dedicated, they are set apart for special times. Or what would happen if this little guy got dressed by mom or dad in a nice shirt and a bow tie, and his hair is all fixed, and as soon as mom turns her back, he runs outside and just starts rolling around in that mud that we were talking about earlier? Mom wouldn't be very happy, right? Because she has dressed him in clothes that are dedicated, set apart for a nicer occasion, right? That's all that this word means. And I want to show you that we run across the same principle in the Bible. In Genesis chapter 2, after 6 days of creating all of these beautiful things around us, God blessed the seventh day and made it holy. This seventh day was special. This seventh day was dedicated. It was set apart. It was holy because on it God rested from all His work that He had done in creation. In Exodus chapter 3, God is talking to Moses at the burning bush, and He tells Moses, do not come near, take your sandals off your feet, for the place on which you are standing is holy ground. There's all sorts of other ground around you, but this ground, Moses, where I am meeting you, it's dedicated, it's set apart, it is holy. As He was teaching Israel to observe the Passover. God instructed in Exodus 12, on the first day you shall hold a holy assembly. There are other assemblies, other times when you might be together, but this assembly is dedicated. It's set apart. It is holy. As he entered into a covenant with Israel in Exodus 19, God said, there are other nations around you, but I want you to be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. Of all the other nations, I'm dedicating you. I'm setting you apart. His pattern for the tabernacle in Exodus 26 included a place that was holy. Lots of other places around the tabernacle, but this place was dedicated. It was set apart. It was holy. The priests who would serve in that holy place were to wear holy garments. There are lots of other garments, right? But these that Aaron, the high priest, would wear, these were dedicated. These were set apart. These were special. They were holy. You get the idea. Throughout the Old Testament, God spoke by the mouth of his holy prophets long ago. God had a special message for these special men that he called to be prophets. And all of this really revolved around being holy to the Lord, set apart, dedicated. In fact, that's what that priest would have engraved on the crown that he would wear. To be holy is to be dedicated, to be set apart. But I want you to listen to me. This is why this really matters. Is your Bible open there to 1 Peter chapter 1? You and I are called to be holy as well. Read it with me beginning in verse 13. Therefore, preparing your minds for action and being sober-minded, set your hope fully on the grace that will be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. As obedient children, do not be conformed to the passions of your former ignorance, but as he who called you is holy, listen to this, you also shall be holy in all your conduct. You shall be dedicated. You shall be set apart, since it is written, you shall be holy, for I, God says, I am holy. What does it mean to be holy? Here's where we're starting. It means to be dedicated, set apart. What's that look like in everyday life? Let's talk about it together as a class. I'm excited to start this brand new series. I appreciate you being in class tonight. Hope you have a great rest of your class and a great rest of this week.